Hello folks, this is Omega, here back again in Kerbal Space Program, and I have been working on an SSTO for the past long time, really since I first got the game, but I've recently made some solid progress on it, so I am going to show you that today. And off the spaceplane hangar. So here we are in the spaceplane hangar, and this is the SSTO Medium Mark II. The Mark I, it was rather less effective, and more prone to exploding. But this is basically the culmination of the current culmination of my work on SSTOs and spaceplanes, and it is quite a beauty, if I say so myself. So, quick rundown: B9 aerospace cockpits and parts, pretty much the whole thing except for the engines and RCS. At this back assembly here is B9 aerospace parts. I've got a docking port in the cargo bay, another docking port in front of and on top of the fuselage, and I've got the multi-section cargo bay that totals to a length of 8 meters, though the last meter or so of that is basically unusable because I have electronics in there. So, flight plan for this is basically you take off, or you get on the runway, you wind up the engines, and once you get off the runway, you pull up to about 20 degrees and just sit it. And just sit it there, and it'll do the rest. And at some point, you're going to have to change over to the what's it called? Closed cycle? Yeah, closed cycle Rapier mode. But beyond that, it's pretty much flies itself. So let's get out on the runway. And here we are out on the runway, and just going to close up the cargo bay. Doesn't actually matter as far as I can tell, but yeah, it's a bit loud. I think that's better. It's hard to tell. And so this will break Mach 1 before it is a minute in flight, or before it's flown for a minute. So we'll just watch. We're going to lift off at about half the speed of sound here, and go ahead and pull back. This thing does fly very well. It took a long time to get that stable yet maneuverable. There we go. That's definitely bearable. And so previously I've broken Mach 1 about 33 seconds into the flight, and Mach 2 about a minute and 10. So looks like we're just about on course for that. A little slow, maybe 40 seconds for Mach 1. I think I am usually in a steeper climb than this, but whatever. Test it under many conditions, just to make sure it all works. Okay. There we go. Flight engineer, I've noticed, is kind of not exactly useful for this, because it does get confused as to what engine type I'm supposed to... we hit Mach 1 about 14 seconds ago, my guess, but I wasn't actually paying attention. Yeah, Kerbal Engineer just assumes that you're using your most efficient engine, which on this is the jets on the wings, and those things right there, and not the Rapier engines, and so that does cause some hiccups in space. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out the rest of the ascent because it's rather boring, and I may jump in at a few spots, but yeah, see you then. So here we are a few minutes later in the ascent, and note the wonderful flames we're getting and the fact that our main engines are overheating. So we're just going to go ahead and cut them over to that. And so we can keep on accelerating without... Oh, wait. Oh, crap. Okay, I seem to have mixed up the action groups a bit. But shouldn't be too bad. So now we can afford to pull back just a little more. Still rolling along at 4 times the speed of sound. Screw you, Sonic. And since I can't really think of a whole lot of interesting things to say right now, I will cut back later. And we're back a few minutes later with the ascent finishing off, kind of. We've shut down the engines because we have a nice 109-kilometer apoapse, and hopefully enough fuel to circularize that and bring us back down. Though I think we're good as far as the bringing us back down, because we have lots of RCS. And a little bit unstable there, but go ahead and lock that down and speed it up. Very aerodynamic, apparently, because I lose practically no altitude to deceleration on the apoapse. And let's see. Hopefully we have enough fuel for this, because I would really... I've tried landing this thing in the dark, and it's rather prone to exploding if you don't stick with it. Oh, I'm still time accelerating. Can probably get rid of Farron. And aligned for the node, and oh boy, we overshot a little bit, but whatever. Just roll with it. This thing does eat up all the fuel in its tanks by the time you hit the atmosphere again, though, so we are going to circle around and hopefully land at the KSC. If we weren't supposed to get their apoapse out of the atmosphere first. Actually, I don't know why I did that, because I probably could have just brought the nose around and started burning, I think, around there, because this thing carries a lot of speed down. I mean, seriously, it'll stay at Mach 6 for basically ever. Go ahead and make that burn now, then. And I will cut back once we hit the atmosphere. And we are about to hit the atmosphere, and brought up Ferrum just to see exactly how much speed we hit, or how much speed we're bringing along with us. Should be about Mach 7 or 6. And any minute now. Okay, I should have cut in a little later than this. There we go. Mach 6 point... yeah, Mach 7. So, we're just gonna try to skim along the atmosphere, because we are still kind of early to bother... Yeah, I should have burned later. Oops. Oh well. We'll see if we can make it there anyway. If not, at least we'll land on the day side. So, hope you guys enjoyed that Star Trek Let's Play, Star Trek Armada 3. That's a mod of Sins of Solar Empire Rebellion. That Let's Play I uploaded a while back, and I have finally found time to actually finish up that Endless Space Let's Play that I started like 2 months ago. And so I'm going to go ahead and, actually probably right after this, I'm going to go ahead and record a couple sessions of that. And get them back to you guys. Not quite sure why, but everyone seems to love it when I talk about solar sails, so I may have to go make another of those videos. And we are jumping between orbits. May also end up doing an XCOM Let's Play too. That has a certain appeal to me because I am occasionally good at that game, and I don't know, just seems like a good idea. Oh, I have to put some bloopers at the end of this because I need to show you guys my Generation 3 SSTO, which is an entirely different design, and one that works not even slightly as well. Successfully muted. But as you can see, we're holding at about Mach 6, slowly decelerating. I used to have a bunch of air brakes on the front here, but that just makes the whole thing kind of explode. So I put them all on the back. And wave. Kind of looks like a hand. Ooh, that's kind of creepy. Anyway. I think I'm going to cut some more of this out. So, see. And we're back yet again, and certainly picking up quite a bit of heat. Fortunately, I do not have Deadly Reentry installed, because that would just ruin my day. Because I am hitting the atmosphere rather fast. And I believe we're going to make it to the spaceport. It says we won't, but we have engines, so whatever. That's switching over the jets and firing up the underwing jets. I still have yet to figure out what high dynamic pressure means. If anyone who knows Ferrum Aerospace really well sees this, could you please tell me what the heck high dynamic pressure means? I think it's when the air is really, really, really soupy and you're moving through it way too fast, but that's only a guess, so I don't know. I love how everything about this airplane is so sleek and aerodynamic, and I have this cassette box on the back. Sometimes I question my design ideas. And we have dropped below hypersonic speeds for once, and going to go ahead and hazard turning the engines on. Yep, here we go. Gonna have to zoom out yet again. And so we can just pull up some and just floor it. for the KSCN continent. Oh boy, I am jerking around a little bit. Man, this thing will definitely deal with high speeds. Oh, that's an unfortunate looking flex. I really don't like how that looks. Ugh. You know, I can't do anything. Well, I thought this was the most stable variant. Evidently, I was wrong. But, let's just see if we can... Nah, we're probably not gonna make it over there, so let's, turn it around. Did I get that fixed? Yeah, it's connected to the rest of the fuselage. Okay. I had an early problem in development where the, this part of the cargo bay was connected to the docking port inside, rather than the next part of the fuselage, which... caused all sorts of problems. By the way, this is kind of a controlled roll, not just some random flip out, so... at least that's good. Fire the engines back up, and make for land. Kind of strange how it always shows the airspeed to be 100 meters per second faster than you are actually moving. Seems just a little strange. Like, is there just a 100 meter per second headwind everywhere you go, or what's going on here? No, I can probably just go ahead and kill the engines. We probably won't need them any further. I really don't like how that flexes. It has not been doing this. I swear, every other time, it has flown perfectly. But now it decides to just do this weird flexing, and I don't like it. Gonna go ahead and transfer some fuel backwards so we can get a little more control authority. Because, the farther back center of mass means that there's less stabilizing force. By the way, if anyone's wondering where I know all this aerodynamics from, I watched Scott Manley's tutorial. I will try to remember to link it in the description. He has a wonderful tutorial on aircraft aerodynamics in KSP, so... Okay, I can go ahead and open up the air brakes. This would make a wonderful recon plane, if only it had stopped flexing so much. I suppose I think it was the U-2 kind of flexed a lot. Hello, ocean. I still find it a little unnerving, that flexing. Also the fact that you can see the seam between that piece and that piece. And I still have that selected. Jeez. The Unity water looking good as ever. Actually, it does not look like the Unity Pro water, or maybe there's just something about making planets that makes it difficult. Gonna go ahead and boot up Flight Engineer, see, there we go. See vertical speed, and try to keep that nice and low, because it is rather unfortunate to slam into the ground at 20 meters per second. Oh, we're going to be landing on a rather hilly area too. This is not going to be a great deal of fun. I suppose it's rather more fun than splashing down. And wham. Oh. Well, most of it survived. Look at it that way. So that has been the showcase of the SSTO Medium Mark II, and I think some more redesign is in order. But let's go load up that other SSTO. So here is that large SSTO I was talking about, and apparently I forgot some of the, or I erased the previous design, so I had to go and rebuild it as best I could from memory. And are we missing? No, we have things. Anyway, let's go ahead and launch this. Wait. Yeah, I'll go ahead and launch it. And here we are out on the runway, and almost immediately you can see one of the problems. It does tend to tip. This is because whenever I put the landing gear out on the wings, it just kind of refused to work at all. But the big problem about it you will probably see immediately after takeoff. And go ahead and give you a hint here. It has to do with the wings. And not that, like, they get smashed into the ground beforehand or something. I'm generally pretty good about that. Generally. Of course. It's not a certain term. Yes, there's the problem. You see that wing flex? It just keeps on flexing, and smash we go. Let's go ahead and follow this wing. See how far it goes. One of these things skip around the planet halfway on me. But, yeah, that's basically it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you. This has been Omega. Goodbye.